Does anyone else feel like they're in the inside of a golf ball?
I feel like I need a smile for pictures coming out there like it's a private jet.
And there was some type of whistling going on all throughout the night. Oh my gosh, it's really good.
We're doing something very typical of Oaxaca now, and that is going to a mezcaleria.
Amazing.
And what is it? They brought out the check, we put our card there, and then he walked off with the card.
And this is an entire room filled with alebrijes. There's so much color in here.
This is awesome.
It's no muy poco picante. Oh my gosh, it's super spicy.
It really livens up here after dark.
Hello Tangerinis from a very exciting travel day. We've been looking forward to this for a while. Getting here to the airport, our, as you called it, home away from home, or no, second home.
Our second home.
Our second home, it's starting to feel like that. We decided instead of taking an ADEO bus like we normally do, we were going to hail our friend Adrian, who is a taxi driver, and that cost us 450 pesos as opposed to 2 tickets at like 122.
About 250 pesos.
Gracias. Buen día. Almost double, but it's way more convenient than having to get a cab driver to the ADEO bus station. Anyway, here we are now. Where are we going today?
We are going to Oaxaca, the city, and the state.
This is our third round trip flight using Aeromexico. I like Aeromexico so far. They have a bag limit for the free baggage you can take, but once again, they didn't check the weight. So it's 10 kilos for everything, a personal item, and then a carry-on.
We actually had a free check bag in this flight.
Oh, and we had a free check bag. Why? Because I'm a Delta something or other?
It was included in our fare. We got a really good deal on these flights. It was something Mexican online sale day called Hot Sale.
Hot.
So it was about $100 round trip for the each.
Jordan, how glad are you that we didn't have to wake up at like 3 a.m. this morning?
It was still early, but 6:30 beats 3 a.m. for sure. Mexico City first. It's about a 2-hour flight to get there.
Perfect amount of time to watch a movie, not get bored on the flight, hopefully not have to pee, and maybe have a drink, free drinks on board.
Gracias.
Mexico City! Does anyone else feel like they're in the inside of a golf ball in this airport? It's just me?
We're about to board our next flight to Oaxaca, and it looks like we're taking a bus there. I haven't taken a bus to my plane in ages. Hang out tight. Top right wing.
Oh yeah, we
Dando numeraciones en las diferentes áreas del avión, optimizando los espacios para que otros pasajeros.
One of the perks of flying the same airline alliance all the time you fly, if you fly enough, is that you get free upgrades, and we got a free upgrade to first class this flight. like I need a smile for pictures coming out there like it's a private jet.
I think that was the smallest plane I've ever flown on, but it was really comfortable. We were in like the first class, comfy seats, tons of leg room. But
Really pretty flight too, eh?
oh yeah, oh my gosh, coming in, the scenery is so green, all those mountains. I'm excited to be here.
I thought it was funny that when we were leaving the Mexico City airport, we were one of the smallest planes, and we got here and we're by far the biggest plane. And this baggage claim right here is so small. It's funny. Vamos aquí. ¿Qué precio tiene?
Serían 180 por los dos.
180. Ok. ¿Es servicio de taxi o compartido?
So before coming to Oaxaca, we asked our Airbnb host what's the best way to get there, and is there Uber? No, there's not Uber, we were told. So getting a taxi is basically the most quick and efficient way, especially with luggage and everything. So here we are at the airport once again, trusting a taxi.
Sounds like we're taking like a colectivo type deal though.
And apparently they'll take us right where we need to go. So let's just hope this goes better than the Cancun time.
That's where we're going, and I showed him the map of where we're headed, and hopefully we get to go right there. The taxi we took from the airport was kind of like a taxi and kind of like a colectivo, and they stopped at everyone's stop along the way, so it was kind of like a shared van cab. And it took about an hour to make a half-hour drive, but it worked out all right and it wasn't too expensive.
We're in our Airbnb now, and it has been raining like crazy since we got in. We decided to order Uber Eats. Yes, I know that's like a total cop-out, but it is Oaxacan food, so there's that. This is a bag of, well, I ordered Café de Olla.
It came in a bag.
I've literally never seen coffee come in a bag before.
That makes me nervous, like hot liquid leaching plastic chemicals.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna die. Please don't spill, please don't spill, please don't spill. Just how I like my coffee served.
That's funny.
Fresh out of the bag.
While I'm at it, I'll give you a quick tour of the room. Very, very basic. We have a bed here. And then you have the shower and bathroom all in one.
Please take a quick moment to notice that you can totally see whoever is showering over here and also going to the bathroom. So in a situation like this, you really gotta love the person you're staying with and enjoy and embrace all the noises and the sounds and the sights that might come with that.
I think I heard a knock. Hola.
And here we have the layudas. They're infused with brown paper here, so as you can see, our Uber Eats idea is totally backfiring in every single way.
Oh my gosh. Our first full day here in Oaxaca City, and it's not raining, and it's not supposed to rain until the early afternoon, so we're going out to get some breakfast at this highly recommended place called Bulenc, or maybe that's how you pronounce it.
And if I seem a little crabbier than normal this morning, it's because I did not sleep well at all. I found our bed at the Airbnb to be pretty uncomfortable, and there was some type of whistling going on all throughout the night. Our suspicion was that maybe it was a bug, a type of bug, or a bird, and then we looked it up online, and apparently there's some ancient whistling language in Oaxaca, so if it's that, these ancient whistling people are like totally night owls and they don't go to sleep until the daytime.
That's really strange that whistling is a language.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
I haven't either.
Apparently it's like an endangered language though, probably because those who do it all throughout the night have a very high disappearance rate. I'm just kidding, that's a terrible thing to say, I'm sorry.
I say good, let the language die.
That was annoying, I couldn't sleep at all. All I want is coffee and then I think I'll be good. So we're in this place now. It is one of those that as you walk in, you realize how much bigger it is and how many more tunnels and caverns and passageways there are to where we now are at our table. I got a macchiato out of this strange, never drank out of a coffee mug like this before.
And I got a ginger ale for 32 pesos, which was actually listed under their fermented drink section. It supposedly has ginger, soda, and then lemon and tonic water. Doesn't taste like the ginger ale I'm used to at all, but you can tell it's freshly made. Tell me what you think.
Oh my gosh, it's really good. I'll take this. You can order another one. That's stuff right there.
I am so jealous of your pancakes right now. They look so good.
Usually gluten-free pancakes are like dense or small or weird, but these do not look like any of those descriptive words.
Like you just had one with applied all carbon and they were disgusting.
It was like, I don't even know how to describe it, like gummy, gross, mashed flour, but I'm not gonna pay attention, I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm gonna focus on this, which has like homemade whipped butter, bananas, fruit. I ordered it with bacon, so I'd have a little bit of salty mixture in there. I'm guessing this is maple syrup. Yeah, I'm so excited.
And they have gluten-free stuff here in the bakery.
And they have gluten-free stuff in the bakery. I love Oaxaca.
So I got a croissant with a fried egg, some vegetables, I think it has goat cheese. It is one of the best sandwiches I've ever had in my life. It's so flavorful. Connected to this restaurant is this really cool bakery with gluten-free goods and all this marmalade and jam and stuff.
Stuff. That's a step when there's stuff. Gotta go to the places with stuff.
That restaurant was outstanding. One of the best I've had in a while. 5.5 stars.
So we're kicking off our first day by checking out the Zocalo of Oaxaca City. We've got this beautiful cathedral here with some of the most intricate detailing. Super hustle and bustle. There's tons of stands with people selling artesanías and food and anything else you can imagine, but something that I love is that no one is bothering us. Like, we're walking around and we don't have this pásale, pásale, and like people trying to get you to look at everything they're selling. So we can just walk around in peace and enjoy soaking up all the colorful things, all the beautiful artesanías. One of my favorite things to do in Mexico.
You're obsessed with all the color here.
I am, it's so pretty. Just, doesn't it make you happy? Okay.
Makes me happy, seeing you happy.
Oh.
See what I see.
I think I do. I think I see it. We haven't got to do this in so long.
I don't think we're going to be able to get to though.
Oh no. This is a travesty. They're just gonna put a Centro of El Centro here and then not let us go to it?
What jerks. Kind of cool though. I haven't seen one like this.
So we had to come back in the room to regroup a little bit. It was freezing this morning, but then it heated up a lot and we're at higher elevation, so we're so toasty in our jeans. It's August. I don't know if that's like typical weather of this month, but it seems to be very bipolar. Rainy and stormy and freezing yesterday, freezing in the morning, super hot now. But now that we are more prepared for this hotter weather, we are heading to a spot for lunch that was recommended to us on Facebook. Thank you, Liliana, for that. We asked you guys, what could we do? What are the best things to do in this 1 week that we have here in Oaxaca? So trying some delicious Oaxacan food is on the menu. De poleo, and they serve it like this. The tea. This is pennyroyal, which I didn't know you could eat. We've only ever had it as a bug repellent for those no-see-ums, jejenes. They serve it like this. That's awesome. And this was 40 pesos.
Tell me what it tastes like.
It's just reminds me of mint, like mint tea.
Huh. And pennyroyal has a peppermint smell, if you remember.
And it also has insect repellent properties, so I hope this just enters my blood and keeps them all away.
They brought out this awesome spread of breads and blue corn tostadas, and then butter that has Maracuya, what's that in English again?
I forget.
I hate when this happens.
Yeah, it's starting to get to the point where I'll remember the Spanish word way before I'll remember the English word, and then I'll try to explain it and I'm like, wait, what is that in my native language again?
I know. Oh my gosh.
It's a good problem to have though.
I'm totally blanking on it. But yeah, they brought out a couple salsas as well, and this is really good, and our meal hasn't even got here yet.
Tengo lista la tlayuda con camarones sin cebolla.
Gracias.
Y esta salsa es de chile morita, está picante y tiene cebolla.
Okay, gracias.
Este es el pescado campachi, mole amarillo, vegetales de nuestro huerto. Provecho.
Gracias.
One of the many things Oaxaca is known for in its food culture is all of its different kinds of mole, and this is a yellow mole that I got with fish. I just had one small bite and it was really good. How's yours?
Amazing.
And what is it?
This is a tlayuda. Hopefully I pronounced that right. It's a big corn tortilla. In this case, it's blue corn. It has cabbage, Oaxacan cheese, shrimp in this one, and frijoles, beans, and like way more flavor than I could possibly describe to you right now. That restaurant was amazing. We left there completely full and I have leftovers. So excited to have more of that tlayuda later. And we decided to walk out and see what else there is to see around here. And behind me is Templo de Santo Domingo de Guzman, I think. And this is just another example of a cathedral or a temple or a church that has such detail, and it's so fantastic, the tile work, the engraving. We wanted to go inside, but I'm pretty sure they don't like you wearing shorts or hats, so we were both out in that. Maybe we can come back another time though.
Something very typical of Oaxaca now, and that is going to a mezcaleria. They are all over the place here, places where they sell mezcal, because that's a big thing here.
For a second I thought you were going to say we're doing something very typical of Maddie and we're at a mezcaleria.
That too.
There's this thing we can do where you get to try 3 of them, either a basic package or premium. Basic is 180 pesos, premium 220.
And 2 ounces per, so it's
Is
6
it?
ounces.
Oh my gosh. So we will be sharing that because it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. We found a black somewhere, I guess. We decided to start off our flight, which is no longer going to be a flight because we can't drink this much, with Gusano Clásico, which he said was the most smooth of all of them, and it's, I think, the youngest aged. Or maybe it's the location. I really need to learn more about mezcal. But it is very smooth. It's got a smoky flavor, which I equate to like the smell of Sharpies.
Really?
Yeah. And sometimes in a bad way, but in this case, no. He also gave us this sal de gusano, which is worm salt, which also has chocolate in it, which makes sense. Oaxaca is also known for its chocolate. We still need to find a chocolateria.
Do you taste the chocolate when you taste that?
No.
I don't.
Jordan, what are we doing back here?
We're getting all the goodies.
Vale amigos, les cobraría 135.
Okay.
Gracias. Para que quede 50-65. Muchas gracias. Mira, pastel,
Okay.
galleta
Okay.
y estos fueron los postres que llevan no harina de trigo.
Gracias.
Nos vemos, hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
So not long ago in a video I told you that I couldn't really eat sugar because my skin was reacting like crazy. Well, I got a bunch of sugar just now because I can eat it again.
Can you see how much this is actually? Like in real life, this is so much. I thought you were going to stop at the 2 that were gluten-free.
But the reason is I found out I had parasites and I went on a protocol to get rid of them, and it turns out they must have been feeding on the sugar that I was eating, and it made my skin react like crazy, but now it doesn't. Good morning. It is a new day here in the noisy Oaxaca.
It's really noisy. I think because of the narrow streets and the flat building facades, which are super pretty by the way, reminds me a lot of so many other cities like Puebla and Guanajuato a little bit, but that's not the point. What was I even saying? Oh, noisy. But
Yes.
because there's so narrow streets that the cars going through, they're kind of reverberates the sound a little bit.
Yesterday, after walking around a while, we were getting pretty hot because it heated up a lot in the day. So we ended up deciding to go back to our place and hang out, try to cool off a little bit.
And do some work too. But unfortunately, we didn't get to do any work because the internet at our Airbnb is so slow. It won't load a single web page, and that's just one device being connected, trying to load a simple web page. So our host said that there's limited bandwidth throughout the city, throughout Oaxaca City, but I think both of us pretty much called BS on that one.
I have a hard time believing that a city this big doesn't have good enough internet to load a web page.
Yeah, so many people often ask us that, how the internet is in these new cities that we're visiting, and we'll have to do some like speedtest.net throughout the city just to see
It's so hard.
cafes and
Yeah.
stuff maybe.
It's so hard to answer though, because it depends on your, well, when we're staying in a place, it depends on the Airbnb host, service provider, how much they're paying, what level they're paying for, and what part of the city they're in. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
there's so
hard to
many
know.
factors.
Speaking of internet, that has been one of the biggest pain points of us living in Puerto Morelos.
Or
But
Mexico in general. I think.
yeah,
But almost always because we're at the mercy of our Airbnb host who chooses whatever probably the cheapest option is.
but we are getting fiber optic installed at our home right now, so we're really excited to be able to have about 100 times faster internet than what we currently have.
Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, when we hit 100K, we'll have our first ever live stream. Maybe.
I like this. The moment you walk in, there's really pretty piano music playing. It's a nice ambient spot here.
Before eating, they brought us out these things, which I believe are called memelas. They're kind of like sopes in that they're made with a masa base, but it's thicker than a tortilla, and then kind of like a sope topped with like salsa and cheese and various other ingredients. But it always makes me laugh a little bit, the number of ways that a basically tortilla can be formed into different dishes and then called something else. In this case, it's a memela or a memelita if it's the tiny one like what they gave us.
We each got a really good latte here for 29 pesos a piece, and then they brought out a plate of bread, and they said it's 15 pesos a piece, so we got the pan de elote or cornbread off of that.
I always feel like it's a little bit of a sin to call it cornbread because it's so much better than cornbread in my opinion. Cornbread is like often dry and crumbly, and pan de elote is filled with love and happiness.
I just did a speed test of the Wi-Fi at this restaurant, and we have 38 download and 8 upload, or is it? Yeah, 8 upload.
That's faster than what we have currently at our house in Puerto Morelos.
And this is with 4 people on their laptops on the table next to us. So, yes, there is fast internet here.
What do you think of the restaurant?
I really like the atmosphere. I got waffles, and I wouldn't get them again, but I don't know if I can judge them too much on waffles. How about
yeah,
yours?
I mean, that's got to be the most Oaxacan thing you could possibly have ordered from that menu. I think they were called tesajes. Let's go for a go. Tejase? Oh my gosh, I can't even say it now. And that is a regional dish that's like salted beef, and then they put some memelitas with it, those little kind of like sope things I was describing. And I thought at first, oh my gosh, 180 pesos for this plate, that's so expensive for this little amount of food, but it was so good with guacamole and refried beans, and oh my gosh, the meat was so tender.
One thing that did happen after our meal there is we gave them, well, they brought out the check, we put our card there, and then he walked off with the card. Which,
yeah, the whole like book.
that has never happened in Mexico. In Mexico, they always bring the terminal to you. So if they ever walk off with the card,
That's
be
probably
very,
something sketchy is happening.
yeah, be very wary about that.
Well, and you hopped up immediately and
Yeah.
chased after him, but he had already gone to the back, and then he came back out again, and he was like, "Oh, in Spanish, we only have a portable thing for the Visa machine." So maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but That was super weird.
You know, although our Airbnb is nothing special, it's just basic, like a place to sleep and shower, I'm really glad we got a place within walking distance of the central area. How about you?
I'm almost always glad when we pick a place that's walkable because we're doing so much walking and spending time outside in the sun and it gets tiring, so it's nice to be able to go back and regroup and then walk out again without spending a ton of money on transportation, cabs, colectivos, whatever that might be.
Yeah, and there is no Uber here, so if you want to get around, you will have to pick up a cab or a colectivo or a bus on the street.
And you know where we're going next, somewhere to find pretty colorful things, and that just happens to be La Casa de las Artesanías de Oaxaca.
Some of the artesanías that are very typical of Oaxaca are things made out of this black clay. I love the looks of this. It looks so cool.
Yeah, and they always have such intricate carved out designs. This must take forever.
We're actually doing a tour later here where we're going to see them making this black clay, this pottery, so I'm pretty excited for that. And then another thing very typical of Oaxaca, right over here, all these painted alebrijes, which are, what do they call them, spirit animals?
Spirit guides? Yeah, spirit animals maybe?
Yeah, so they paint them with all these
Oh my gosh,
intricate
please be careful.
detailing.
And this is an entire room filled with alebrijes. There's so much color in here.
This is awesome. This is super cool.
Oh my gosh, and they're all so intricate and interesting looking.
I love these. Made from toothpicks. This little armadillo. I mean armadillo. Do you want to see a 52,000 peso alebrije?
52,000?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. This crocodile.
Oh my gosh.
How crazy is that thing?
It's probably as tall as I am.
And look at this detail. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
How cool would it be to have that in your house?
Our house?
We're here trying out another mezcaleria, and this one doesn't just serve mezcal straight, they actually have lots of unique cocktail combinations as well as food. The other one was just straight mezcal, you don't get anything else except a glass of water. This drink has basil and cucumber and lemon mezcal, of course. It's really good, and it is 100 pesos. As we were walking into this restaurant, someone who watches their channel saw us and recommended that we try this salad. It's called ensalada tomate criollo. Do you remember? I think it's ensalada tomate criollo. But anyways, it has tomatoes and goat cheese and some other stuff in there. So that was 100 pesos and it looks delicious.
I just would love to add that you have the most beautiful descriptions of food. Like you can just practically taste it when you go. A lot of other stuff.
Thank you. And looks delicious. That's my favorite word to describe food.
Also, it's so cool.
Oh yeah.
That's another one of yours.
There's these alebrijes right along this walking street. What do you think they're made out of?
I couldn't even fathom a guess.
I don't know, they're super cool though. I love those tigers over the balcony painted like alebrijes. I don't think they're
Alebrijes? It sounds like you're saying
alebrijes.
alebrijes.
That's what I was trying to say.
So at that last mezcaleria, there was a table of 6 and they would not stop staring at us, so we kind of had to leave and go find somewhere else. And we've now found ourselves next to this walking street, which is next to... Dang it, I forgot the name of this. What else did we find? We found esquite and elote, my favorite. Queso y limón. Un poquito más limón. ¿Cuál es más picante? ¿Es más picante? Entonces, un poquito. Gracias. I said un poquito of the más picante, which I thought was gonna be like a hot sauce, and he put a mucho, super mucho. So I'm gonna die. Here we go. Can you blow off spiciness? Probably not. Oh gosh. Oh, hot. Oh, temperature, hot. It's no muy poco picante. Oh my gosh, it's super spicy. Help.
Hot in every way.
Would we get more views if I was a fire-breathing dragon?
Probably.
Okay, ready for him? I'm just kidding.
I thought you were serious. So much like Puerto Morelos, or pretty much any place in Mexico for that matter, it really livens up here after dark. There's lots of people in El Centro here, and we were just on a walking street with tons of people.
Yeah, wow, but sadly, this is burning my freaking face off. So we're gonna have to go back for tonight, but we have to come back. We have to come back and see what's happening in the Zocalo.
Heck yeah, we'll be back here.
Did you hear that? We're coming back. So right here we have a Subway. Makes me wonder though, do only people in Mexico City know how to say that right? Subway.
Every video we don't include Alaska and we get a dozen comments saying,
a dozen times like 4,500.
Where's Alaska? Where's Alaska? I want to see more of Alaska. Well, she's back home in Puerto Morelos. When we're flying somewhere, she never comes with us.
We don't want to subject her. Oh my god. We don't want to subject her to being in the cargo hold of a plane. Like, we think that's too stressful and inhumane for a dog. So until tomorrow.
Tell the fine folks where we're at.
Cafe, what is it?
You have one job.
Cafe Nuevo Mundo, right?
Yes. So we just had breakfast at Cafe Nuevo Mundo. We're not going to show you it because honestly the food was terrible. I thought my latte was alright, and they had decently fast internet, so I might use it for that reason, but I definitely wouldn't eat there again.
No. It was just basically a plate of cheese. And I like Oaxaca cheese, but just straight up cheese? I don't know.
We are heading into Mercado 20 de Noviembre. Oh my gosh, I can't say that. 20 de Noviembre.
So often I want to go into mercados because they're so culture rich. They have cheap food and artesanías, clothes, and pretty much anything you can imagine. But at the same time, they're always really, really crowded. And there's the possibility that your stuff could get stolen or who even knows what else. But so far, of the two that we've checked out here in Oaxaca, they're pretty spacious and they're not very chaotic, so it's been kind of enjoyable.
Hay comida y pan y música. In general, markets have a goods section and then a food section, but this seems to be all food. So maybe there's another building or something that's goods and other artesanías and stuff.
¿Español? ¿Inglés? ¿Francés?
¿Hablan los tres?
¿Yo?
Sí.
2.5.
So after we left 20 de Noviembre, we went to what we thought was still part of that market. It turns out it was another one called Benito Juarez, which has more like goods and artesanías, pets even, like many markets in Mexico. Pretty much anything you can possibly imagine is within that market. But now we're in a very fancy place, and we wanted to try out the #1 rated place on TripAdvisor, and that's Tres Bistro. And so we went downstairs, and this, what I'm going to call a restaurant sniper, came in, was like, oh, this way, way, like in Spanish of course, and we're like, okay, so we picked a table that's looking out at the Zocalo, and luckily Jordan was like, wait, is this the same place? Because it has a different name on the menu. And so yeah, she was totally like, Tres Bistro, come here, and it was a different place. But
Gracias. So they brought out these freshly made potato chips, and they're the greatest thing ever. They're still warm, so good. The best potato chips I've ever had.
And they're huge. These are
Yeah.
so big. I mean, that's a big honking potato right there.
So I got mushrooms with ginger. There's a whole mix of flavors, and it's really, really good. And this dish was in the neighborhood of 160 pesos.
So Jordan had something to eat, but now we're here at a place called La Matatena. And why are we here? It's a pizzeria. Usually this would not be somewhere that I would go for food, but they have gluten-free pizza, gluten-free options, including lasagna and desserts and all sorts of other goodies. So I'm so excited. So excited. I may have gotten a carajillo, which is espresso and licor 43, because if I don't get some caffeine, we aren't staying up past my bedtime.
It's 8 p.m. though. You're gonna be up all night.
I just want to be up past sundown. With some drinks, tea, and a very large gluten-free pizza, we got out of there under 500 pesos. And as much as I wanted to make this a nightlife night, not happening.
Even with your espresso?
Yep, gonna go to bed. Although we picked a couple of duds for restaurants on this last day, we loved just about everything that happened in Oaxaca, so you're definitely going to want to subscribe to our channel to see the upcoming video or videos that we are going to be putting out. So subscribe to our channel, and one more thing, gong that bell so you get notified when we put out our new videos.
And we'll see you soon.